All right, the show continues with this intimate week 5. Getting a little close with our contestants this week. As we go over this one, we've got the commissioner, Jason Cooper from TSSFantasy.com, head to head with David, the listener, Scull. It's a 20-point match at the end of the fantasy week. Monday night game goes down 20 points, but with the 21-point back and forth, really this could go either way. Now, we talked about on the show, as we're about to see, we see that you picked Gibson for yourself, Jason, and got yourself 13.6. Why did you go with Gibson as opposed to everybody else on your roster?
Well, the timeshare, his timeshare in that backfield is starting to sadly come to an end. I was a big believer that wasn't going to happen, but Brian Robinson has proven a spot into this backfield, so his percentages are starting to go down. He was just somebody on my roster I just felt wasn't going to hit that 21-point plateau, so that was, for me, was an easy pick.
Now, David, did you have an idea of who he might pick for himself?
For some reason, I thought he was going to go quarterback. He had his week 7 double-up player in. I didn't realize he already used it. And so I figured he was going to 21's quarterback and double up. But then I was like, maybe I need to do his quarterback. But if you use that, he can end up with an ungodly amount of points.
It would have been big. That's for sure. So he's sitting at 160.15 after his initial 21 ad. Sitting on the lead right now with the extra 13 points, or 6 points behind, 6 points behind, and you come in and pick his wide receiver one, who happened to be Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill not having the day that you thought he was going to, David. You thought you were going to be taking him down points. Instead, you actually end up giving him 7 points. Clearly not the game plan. But how are you feeling when you saw that the other night on the show?
I was confident. There was only 2 things he could have done that would have took my score down low enough. I knew what I picked. But if the 2 players that he could have picked were really big names that put up huge numbers every week. So I thought he was going to do that, and pretty nervous.
Now, Jason, we put this up. You're actually in the lead. It's not even by a full point, so you can't be feeling too confident here. But you do have the lead, and there's a pretty big swing depending on which players get picked. Are you at least, Dumb and Dumber #movie quote? Are you feeling that there's a chance?
I'll be honest, like David said there, I knew what I had picked already, and I had already seen, the points, so I knew I was kind of in a rut in regards to winning the whole thing. And, as I said on the show, David's team is really good. He talked about point getters that are getting it every week. He has that on his full squad, really. So it was hard to really sit here and say, okay, well, let me go this guy. I thought, in the same respect that David said, I thought for sure he was going to go quarterback and pick, because he knew I was going to go for his quarterback, which is funny because that's exactly what I did end up doing, was going Joe Burrow because of the matchup. I mean, he was going against that sorry Ravens secondary that's allowed every quarterback to go off on them. And I thought Joe Burrow was finding that groove again. I thought that's what was going to end up happening. But funny, I was sitting here just debating. I talked to my wife about it. I'm like, well, if he knows I'm going to go quarterback, then he's going to pick his quarterback, and then he's going to get an ungodly amount of points. So I was in the same mind frame as David was, funny enough. But yeah, so that's what I ended up going with.
Yeah, so we see how he gave himself, David, smartly picking your defense, didn't trust in him in London, gave yourself 13 points, which gives you the lead. But based on what Jason picked, your score could have still gone down another 21 points, which would have given Jason the win. Unfortunately, Burrow not doing quite as well as Jason thought he might. You only lose 345 for a total. You actually gained almost 10 points overall, and you do end up pulling out the win. Jason, like you said, the roster is good. David's roster performed well. He had 4 players that would have lost points. They just weren't set to lose a lot of points. Clearly, you were hoping to take more away with this 21 than you did, as you just explained.
Yeah, I mean, again, look at his roster. I mean, Christian McCaffrey. I thought, honestly, for his 21, he was going to go Melvin Gordon because I was like, well, there's no way Melvin Gordon's going to do anything on Thursday. So that's who I actually thought he picked. And then I'm looking at his roster, and that's the same thing I was talking to my wife about, the same thing. I'm like, he could go Diggs. He could go Chubb. I mean, those are the 2 guys I think, but he could still go Evans if he wanted. They were playing Atlanta. It was a great matchup. Christian McCaffrey, he's a point getter every week. So, again, looking through this entire roster, it wasn't an easy call to say, let me just throw 21 on one of these guys. He's got a great amount of talent on there, so it's hard to pick one guy, but I just went off matchup.
Yeah. David, looking at his roster, what you were thinking quarterback, was there anywhere else that you were looking?
Tyreek Hill was one of my biggest concerns. Even with Teddy Bridgewater, I think, did he put up 50? 40 or 50?
He still had a good game. I can't remember exactly how much, but he had a good game.
It was a big game. It was a huge game, and I was really concerned. I was like, he's going to be the only target for Teddy. He's going to be the only one. And I knew he was going to put up 50. I was wrong, thank God. I just knew it. Yeah, something was telling me Tyreek Hill was the way to go.
We look at the FAAB dollars going in. David, fairly healthy at 85. Jason, not as healthy at 10. This week, maybe not such an issue because for the first time, maybe ever in the trenches, nobody's losing someone off the roster. But as we're going to see on the GameBreaker this week, you guys are going to be losing people off your roster. 10 can't feel too good.
No, it doesn't feel good at all. Need to make some money.
And the way you can do that, we get into the fabulous fundraisers. Everybody, of course, picking fundraisers. Yours is a fantastic fundraiser with the Dan Marino Foundation. No donations this week. Gonna have to get on the phone tree. And,
that's actually that's actually my fault because apparently my link when I sent that up, it was already I didn't know it expired. I'll make sure to set that up this weekend.
Yeah, we've checked it. It's good. We check them every Tuesday. And you are good to go, so you should be able to get those donations now. David, another fantastic one. All these fundraisers are actually really, really great. Of course, everybody that gets at least $10 gets a share of the FAAB money. 9 people this week, $34. David got $10, so he will also get a share of that. Did you donate to your own foundation, or did this come in from somewhere else, David?
It actually came in from Jordan.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, man.
Jordan filling up.
I'm struggling a bit to get donations.
You'll get a share this week, $34, almost $2,000 raised. So as you watch this, you've heard it before already in the show. You'll hear it again. Please go to thearmchairathletics.com and check out these fundraisers and see where you can help. GameBreaker came up. We had a little change in the game in the who got to pick it. We know that Jordan did not get to pick it. Austin, having the next highest score, got to choose the GameBreaker this week and went with the Sandlot-inspired Squints GameBreaker. Jason, you are playing Elio this week, and I'm sure you've had a chance to look over his roster. Based on what you're looking at right now, and the strategy that you're looking at, do you kind of have an idea where you're going?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll just say this, though. In the trenches that I've noticed so far, I'm just going week by week. So every week, my thing is I just need to win this week because we just don't know what's going to happen next. So I could have a whole new team next week. Who knows? So it's just week by week. This week, again, I'm the nice guy here. So, we'll see. I'm not willing to or wanting to kill anyone's roster and make an enemy out of anyone. So, we'll see how that strategy plays out for me because who knows, somebody might be a little sharky and want to get at me, which is fine. But, again, my role here is to be the nice guy. I'm not here to wreck anyone's roster. That's my strategy going forward, but I am looking to get the dub this weekend.
I think Nikki and Gladys are sharky enough for the entire group. David, same question. Have you already started kind of formulating a strategy for this game break?
I do have a strategy. This is going to be released before it comes out, is it?
What's that? Well, you don't have to tell us your strategy because, we are doing the show. This is the week 5 show, so don't tell us the strategy.
Okay, I don't want to.
Don't ruin it.
I'm not for everything. I like it, but I will say that his team's up there with mine. He's got one of the. He shouldn't be 1-4.
Who are you facing this week?
Dark Horse.
Oh, you got Alex this week. Yeah, Alex
and he just made a big trade. He made a big trade that it's good for him, and I don't like it.
Going into week 6, catch the end of week 6 show when we recap and discover who won, because when these players get kicked off, the points go with them, even the bench player. So when the bench player gets kicked off, whatever points that bench player accumulated also gets taken out of the final point total. So once again, it could be on purpose. There's no way to tell who's going to win these matches until we actually get to the show. At least it's usually very difficult. So make sure you catch it. Jason, people can find you at tssfantasy.com. You guys are on YouTube. You guys are on Twitter. Go ahead and give us some plugs here real quick.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, we're on TikTok even, which I don't know what the hell I'm doing there. Catch us on Facebook. We're on anywhere you listen to podcasts. And obviously, go check us out on YouTube. Go hit the subscribe button. We're giving away a CJ2K signed football. So just hit that subscribe button. You get entered to win. We're basically our show. We're not the normal run-of-the-mill. We just sit here and run my mouth about fantasy because, quite frankly, you don't know me and you don't care what I think. So we like to have a lot of fun. A lot of banter, bring in guests, and do a lot of games and stuff. Again, just to bring more fun to it. And it's, and again, the games and stuff, again, I always say when we do them, they are fun and we're having a good time, but you're also learning stuff while we're letting you know who are those red zone target leaders, who are those people that are leading, and this, that, and the other thing. So those are the kind of questions I bring to the game show, which makes it fun, and then you learn some at the same time. So check us out, TSS Fantasy. We're the fantasy show of the people.
Guys, absolutely. I appreciate you guys coming on and doing a little intimate look at your match. Chef Boy, our DJ, coming out on top this week, but Jason Cooper, the commissioner, ready to come back this week against one of the top guys, Elio. It's not going to be an easy battle, but
he's not a top guy. He's 2-3. He's got the top mouth. That's all he's got.
There you go. That's what I want to hear.
I sent him $5 for my. I sent him a $5 for my spreadsheet, so I got an Elio special coming this week.
There it is. The spreadsheets are coming. I'm telling you, it's gonna be available online to everybody. Find the Elio special spreadsheet to win your fantasy league today. Thanks for coming on. Best of luck to both of you this week. Take care, and we'll see you guys next week on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.